What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more hip hop. We're back with a new artist that I haven't yet reacted to, although some of the people involved I certainly have reacted to. Let me explain. We're talking Handsome Boy Modeling School, and if you know, Handsome Boy Modeling School is a collaboration between Dan the Automator, who I knew because he produced Deltron 3030's first album, and presumably he produced the second one too, called Event 2. I haven't heard that one, so I can't really speak to that, but I know he was the producer on the first one, and that album, not only did the tracks themselves sound great, but I love the flow of the tracks into each other. It's just this amazing concept album, so it's a really well-produced record. So, you know, I was already aware of who Dan the Automator was and impressed by his work. Concurrently, I was a fan of Gravediggaz, and if you don't know who Gravediggaz are, Gravediggaz, I should say, they're a side project of, or they were a side project of a few people, including Robert Diggs, RZA from Wu-Tang. But it's interesting because if you listen to RZA verses in Wu-Tang, they sound very different from Robert Diggs rhyming as part of the Gravediggaz. He just had a louder, more raw, kind of shouty style. It was monstrous. So yeah, it's a really interesting group. They were only around for I think 2 albums. I'm trying to remember. I did react to one of their tunes. It's sort of like a 12-inch remix. It's not one of the ones that's actually on one of their albums. But it is a remix of, what is the name of the track? I'm actually blanking on it now, because it's 1-800-SUICIDE is on the other side, but that also is a remix. You should listen to the original. Bottom line, I'm getting off track. The point is, Prince Paul is one of the Gravediggaz, and Prince Paul and Dan the Automator teamed up for the Handsome Boy Modeling School. So this is an album, I haven't listened to it as much over the years. It was actually away in a box for a couple years, and then recently, along with Beastie Boys, Check Your Head, and so on, I pulled these out. So yeah, I wanted to start going through it again. I do remember enjoying it. I remember it has a lot of guest stars, and indeed, the track we're going to start with, wouldn't you know, it's called The World Gone Mad, and it features Del the Funkee Homosapien, as well as Barrington Levy. If you didn't know, Barrington Levy is a reggae artist, going back to I want to say the 60s, certainly the 70s, but he's from Jamaica. Excellent singing voice, which we will hear right away. And Alex Capranos. Now, I don't know who Alex Capranos is. If someone does, shout it out, let me know. But yeah, the rhyming from Del in this one, the moment he comes in, it's just warm sunshine on your brain. So yeah, I don't remember this album as much as some of the other hip-hop that I have, but I absolutely do remember this track. So let's get to it. This is World Gone Mad The World's Gone Mad by Handsome Boy Modeling School on their 2004 album, White People. I should mention, if you look on the back cover, they have a very sort of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels look. I already have the front cover up on my music wall now, but it's the same thing. They're sort of toasting with champagne and sherry and so on. So let's get it. This is The World's Gone Mad by Handsome Boy Modeling School, featuring Barrington Levy and Del the Funkee Homosapien and Alex Capranos.
Change your tune. That avenue you traveling, unraveling soon. You'll be battling doom. What does it matter to you? Your doubt was laughing at you. Your appearance is more important than what's really real. Cause here it is, situation bad, not meaning good. A lot be in the hood that got me with nowhere to put my trust in. No discussion, spontaneous combustion, lust and greed. If you ain't up to speed, use a duck you need. Cause ain't got enough to eat. So there's bluffs and beef, chicks up the street, the tricks come to see. Guns under the sheets, shells come on your meat. Core getting more still, Duke gets sorta chill, sitting on about 40 mils. But here's a quarter gets spilled over those sorta deals that get you sorta killed up in court looking for appeals.
World's gone bad.
Barrington's voice is I can't handle it. Little reggae guitar.
Cause the world's gone bad.
like a therapy. Oh, it's better than
So down, I want to go.
Alex Capranos, maybe?
So cold, I have to go. So down, I need to go. So cold as I go.
Yo, what up, fam? You don't know who I am? Last week you was acting like you was my man, but you wasn't that. Served your purpose all at the end of the day. Is it worth it all? Immersed in all the work the world got to offer. But perpetrating proper like nothing can stop you. Can't even trust my doctor. Cheating it for profit. And everybody looking for some kind of profit. Situation mad toxic. My man got hit. Cause the bird he was with wouldn't stop squawking. She juggling 5 cats. And they all lost in the illusion of love that she used for profit. The usual topic. Chickens and Benjamins. You're supposed to be my kid. Mexican or Asian, European or Korean or Jamaican makes no difference. Our existence is still shared between us.
Yes, the world's gone bad.
It's like conscious hip hop too, right?
We lost the love we had.
We're all human. We're all trying to figure it out. We come from different places. We might see things through different lenses, but we're all human, man.
We lost the love we had. Show some love for your brothers and sisters. Show some love for the whole wide world. Show some love for your enemies and frenemies. Show some love for the rejects on the street. Show some love for the whole wide world. Oh, cause the world's gone bad. We lost the love we
Yo,
had.
if the world is bad, refer to your dad and his before 4 score. What's the reason he saw for? Karma is real. Part of it deals with how you started the deal. Cause everything a 360, it'll start the cartwheel and snowball. So don't forget now, cause I told y'all, dead the hate. Cause all it do is hold y'all captive. All in the world you're trapped in, relaxing. You can't feel what's happening. I deal with facts, man. I was at the crossroads dealing with lost souls that couldn't cross.
Like Robert Johnson,
lost
eh?
hope, off dope, out the jostle. Any unwary traveler that would fall for the talk show. It's foul how they play, but you can't stray. To show love, take courage and strength, and realize we ain't as sure as we think, you know.
The world's gone bad.
I remember this song, but I didn't remember this
We
song.
lost the love
I'm like
we
inspired
had.
right now. Like I need to like
Take it away. Yes, the
read
world's
it
gone
right.
bad.
in the wake of hearing this.
We lost the love we had. Show.
I love those backing vocals, the way they really push in that moment.
So cold, I have to go. So down, I need to go. So cold
like
as I go.
The reggae guitar, that there's like a acidy kind of bass, like wow, 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 at the bottom of the track, like
Show love, show love, show love, show love, show love, show love. Oh, wow, cause the world's gone bad.
masterpiece. Better than I remembered it. Crazy. Yeah, like I said, I remember this album not nearly as well as, you know, Del work and Deltron 3030 and some of the other, you know, some Woo stuff and even maybe the Gravediggaz. But wow, I do remember that being my favorite track on the album, but I did not remember just how great that was. So yeah, I'm going to go through the rest of the album. I don't know, I suppose I'll just go back to the first track and start going through properly, but if you do know this album and you know that there's, you know, 1 or 2 tracks in particular worth checking out immediately, do let me know. But yeah, there's so many people on here, including, you know, people who aren't necessarily musicians by first occupation, including like Tim Meadows is on here, but also Rozelle is on one of the tracks. If you know who Rozelle is, you know his beatboxing skills remain legendary. Yeah, I actually saw him once at a show in Irvine many years ago. Q-Bert's on here. I mean, honestly, there's just a million guest stars. So yeah, we'll go through this whole thing. Let me know if you are familiar with the album or their other album. Yeah, they have one album before this, which I don't have, but yeah, do let me know what you think. Other than that, thank you for listening and watching. I'll see you next time.